Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on Dropship Basics, the latest in Windobook's new educational webinar series. My name is Monica Lundquist, and I'm the Postal Affairs Manager here at Windobook. Assisting me today is Mary Bush, our Manager of Client Resources. We're particularly pleased to have with us today our guest speaker, Deborah Demore from Farrington Transportation. Farrington has a long history of offering drop shipping services for mailers, along with a host of other services, such as CoPal for periodical flat mail and CoPal for standard letter tray mail. In the fall of 2011, Farrington will add CoMail of periodical and standard flat mail to the list of its service offerings. Deb Demore joined the Farrington team in 2002, working in various areas of operations and technical support. Deborah served as the company's Postal Affairs Manager, where she was responsible for the implementation of Farrington systems at client sites to integrate with Postal Service programs such as Dismiss and CoPal. This position also held responsibility for customer guidance and internal support on all topics related to postal regulatory policies. Deborah now serves as an account executive, where she works to develop and deliver value-added solutions to Farrington customers. Windobook's webinar guest speakers are responsible only for the educational content of the webinar itself, and they make no endorsement, express or implied, of Windobook Incorporated and or its products and services. The agenda for today's webinar is to explain the basics of drop shipping, such as the official definition. Also to explain why drop shipping is used and the potential benefits. We will also cover the steps to facilitate drop shipping. Deb Demore will be covering those topics for us. Then we will be turning over the presentation to Mary Bush, Windobook's Manager of Client Resources, who will be giving us a live demo of DAT-MAIL Toolbox, which includes many dropshipping functions. Lastly, we will open up the floor to questions from the audience. Keep in mind that this webinar covers the basics of dropshipping. We will be covering more advanced dropshipping topics in our Dropship Advanced webinar, which is scheduled for Thursday, June 23rd at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At this point, I would like to go ahead and turn it over to Deb, and she will be running through the basics and the definition of drop shipping. Deb?
Okay,
take it away.
Monica. Let me go ahead and advance to our next one here. The most basic definition of drop shipping originates in the retail world, where it describes the process of shipping parts or merchandise to the customer or the retail store from a distribution center. This process is done to reduce inventory and transportation costs. In the mailing world, drop shipping is very similar. However, in this industry, it's used to transport the mail closer to the ultimate recipient of the mail. As you can see by the flow chart, mail that's entered at a printing plant, letter shop, or mail house goes through many steps. From the mail preparer, it is transported to the origin entry post office, where it is then sent on to an origin transportation hub, such as a network distribution center, or NDC. Now, you might think of that as formerly known as the bulk mail center, or BMCs. From there, the mail is transported to destination transfer hubs for processing, such as sectional center facilities and area distribution centers. Further sorting. The mail is then transported to the delivery post office, or the DDU, where it goes through a final sort and is then sent out with the mail carriers for the final delivery to the mailbox. That's usually referred to as the final mile. Drop shipping bypasses a number of these steps by means of the mailer transporting the mail from the origin facility directly to the destination, NDC, SCF, ADC, or in some cases with your flat mail to the final DDU. Bypassing these steps saves money for the Postal Service, which they share with mailers in the form of drop ship and zone skipping discounts. The entry discount is a form of a work share discount that the Post Office originated in 1991. Mailers may transport the mail themselves, or you can contract with a third-party consolidator or a logistics provider to transport the mail. To facilitate the process of drop shipping,